What's up, what's up, what's up, your boy Domuto. We back with another video. Today we're watching SmugStick, What If Goku Was Sent to Yardrat Part 4. And yes, that's gonna be a good one, because Captain E just took his sent over the guy's name's body, and he's strong, so we gotta see how Goku deal with that. Then also we gotta deal with Frieza, so I'm ready to get into it, man. Shout out to my SmugSticks for this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I'm trying to get to about to get to 1,300, so I'm trying to get to, so let's go to get to 1,500 by the end of the year. Let's do it, and let's go.
Aha! This body's incredible, Lord Frieza. To have this power at your service, surely nothing will stand in your way.
Very good, Captain Ginyu. Thank you for
Captain
removing
Ginyu.
that pesky insect from the battlefield.
Master, what's the meaning of this? I've come to help. I'm sorry they've come here because of me.
Because of you? Don't be so full of yourself. A few freed planets means nothing compared to the power this planet holds. And once I'm done here, those planets you saved will fall right back to me.
What?
Bitch.
What is he talking about, Master Soba? Without a word, Soba turned and pointed his hand out to Goku. The only time Soba had ever used the key attack was to stop Goku from using his own. This wasn't Soba, was it? At least the one question in Goku's mind was answered. Why didn't Soba ever use key attacks? Goku was left speechless as the blast coming from Soba's hand completely deafened the battlefield, as if it was a vacuum, swallowing all sound, only for the most terrifying force in the world to be sent out. The blast destroyed buildings and sent every single fighter into different directions. Master Soba was hiding that kind of power? Pibara hurried to Goku's side. As he healed him some, his bones were already broken. Pibara tells Goku that they have to escape if they hope to survive. But Goku was completely unwilling to abandon the planet. Everything I've been doing, it hasn't been just to save the natives of each planet, but to save the planets themselves. The animals, the plants, they need our help. We can't just abandon the world. Raditz landed by Goku, extremely hurt still, as he explained that Soba was now in Ginyu's body. Unless they force him to body change again, then they don't stand a chance. Goku stood up, slightly less healed than he would have liked. He would not only save Yardrat, but Soba as well. Ginyu in Soba's body places a scouter on his face as Jais and Birder land by his side. Goku gulps, knowing that this is his ultimate test, fighting his master. Even if it wasn't really him, this would be fun. Goku burst his aura open as he yelled at Raditz and Hatsuka to take everyone to a different planet, but leave Soba. Raditz wanted to help his brother, but there was little he could do without reinforcements. Raditz grabbed onto some of the downed Yardrats, about to leave a downed Cyberman, but Goku turned to him. Everyone. If you insist. Raditz grabbed onto the Cyberman as well, and told Hatsuka to follow him. After Hatsuka, more and more Yardrans followed suit, with one remaining, Pibara, who stood tall by Goku's side. Frieza and the soldiers attempted to fire blasts at them as they left, but not a single hit as Goku slapped the blast away. First things first, he'd take care of Ginyu. Goku rushed in with all his might, attempting to keep him from using his ki blast, but be it as it might, the rest of the Ginyu force would attack. Frieza laughed. If only he would accept to become part of the Ginyu force, he would make a perfect little soldier. Raditz arrived back at Planet Meat alongside hundreds of Yardrans, Cybermen, animals, and more. Vegeta and Nappa weren't ready for that, as they were patching themselves up after fighting Zarbon and Dodoria. Just what the hell was Raditz doing? Hatsuka was immediately on the defensive alongside Yaki. Did Raditz betray them? Raditz got in the middle of the two groups, telling them to calm down. He had an idea.
Vegeta, listen to me. Kakarot is in the midst of fighting Captain Ginyu, but I don't think he can do this alone. Why would we help your brother? You're not listening to me. He's fighting Captain Ginyu. If he's fighting, then Frieza's forces are quickly depleting. I think we can do this. Defeat Frieza? You're insane. He was struggling against us three. If we've gotten stronger, don't you think he has as well? Come with me. This could be our last chance to avenge the Saiyans. As if I'd care about such things. If Kakarot dies, then he dies. What do you think Frieza's going to do to us after he kills him? It will mean the true end to all of us. He will kill the Saiyan race.
He will.
Do you really think he stands a chance? My brother is our only chance.
Vegeta took a second, but finally nodded at Raditz. He could feel his power growing. If they defeated Zarbon and Doria with relative ease, maybe they could do this. But first, Vegeta had an idea. He told Raditz to blast the both of them in the chest. Raditz was apprehensive. He didn't want to do that, but he began to understand what was going on. He would go through the same thing as well, with Raditz quickly blasting Vegeta and Nappa. Thus, the Saiyans get a boost and get ready to return.
What the fuck they get the boost from?
Insisted on coming along alongside Yaki. He wasn't about to leave the Saiyans to be the only people defending his planet. The team teleported to Yardrat. Upon arriving, the group witnesses Goku in the heat of a battle against Ginyu, Jais, and Birder. Raditz was right. Goku couldn't keep up with so many fighters on him, especially one as strong as Soba. Ginyu may not have all his powers, but his basic strength was still incredible. This was the man who nearly rivaled Frieza. Frieza was taking random shots at Goku too, laughing as he did. This was just torture, but the fire in Goku's eyes never wavered. Pibara, likewise, never left his son's side. He sent out clones to protect him, each one being defeated. He wasn't sure how long he could keep going. His giant form swiped across, taking out multiple Frieza soldiers, so Goku could just focus. But it was clear that Frieza had his eyes on taking him down. Even so, Pibara believed in Shira. He would bring back Soba. But as one more punch sent Goku into a house, the newly arrived fighters stepped in front of him.
Don't get any ideas, Kakarot. We're here to kill Frieza, not help you. Heal him while we fight, Hatsuka. Like we'll need him.
The Saiyans rushed in at the Ginyu Force, continuing to battle. The battlefield was a chaotic symphony of clashes, energy beams, and swirling dust. The Saiyans were at a distinct disadvantage. Nappa, fueled by his brute strength and unyielding confidence, charged at Jais with a thunderous roar. But Jais' evasive maneuvers and his Crusher Ball allowed him to effortlessly attack Nappa and keep him at a distance. Birder, the fastest being in the universe, was an enigma as he could dance around Vegeta. The Saiyan Prince struggled to anticipate Birder's moves, finding himself constantly a step behind. Birder's strikes were like fleeting shadows, leaving Vegeta struggling to even land a hit. Their key sensing helped immensely, but it couldn't make up for the gap between them. Raditz was locked in combat with Ginyu. Every energy blast was deflected or absorbed, every punch countered with uncanny precision. Raditz was on the defensive the entire time, barely managing to hold his own. Nappa growled in frustration as Jais' taunts echoed in his ear. "What's the matter, big guy? Can't catch me?"
Vegeta's come on, Nappa.
Twisted into a scowl as he locked eyes with Birder, who smirked and continued to elude every attack.
Hold still, you coward.
Goku tried to tell them not to let Ginyu use his key attacks, but there was little they could do. As Goku tried to get himself together, he turned to look at the body on the ground, Ginyu's. Hatsuka told him to stop moving as he healed him, but Goku didn't listen, hurrying to him, holding his hand and trying to do what he could.
Don't bother with me, Shira. Focus on defeating him, even if it means my death.
No, Master Soba. I'll bring you back, I promise.
That key attack. Now you see why I locked myself away from Yardrat society. Long ago, I nearly destroyed our planet in a battle against someone who was said to be the guardian of Yardrat, my master. It is the reason I don't use ki anymore. But you have something nearly no one else does. Even on this planet, you have a connection to ki like no one else. Close your eyes. If you're set on defeating Frieza, then be one with it. Sense it. What do you see?
Goku closed his eyes, the sound of battle slowly fading as he heard birds, water, the Cyberman running in the forest, even Frieza's heartbeat. He then feels the destruction around him, a death beam piercing through Nappa, a tree crashing down, the burning fields, the dying Yardrats. In between all of it, there's energy, ki, the building block of life, something Soba moved away from a long time ago.
Everything, everywhere, is alive. Use it. Wield it as your weapon, but respect it. We are all made of ki, our very spirit. As long as you have the will to live, you have a chance to fight. After all, you are alive.
Master.
But I had much more power than that. You see, Shira, even though he pretends to have my strength, he does not have access to my full power.
Your power. That's right, it's your power, not his. which means I can. As Goku was about to finish that sentence, once again all sound was taken away. The vacuum of sound consumed the battlefield as Raditz ducked to protect himself, with Vegeta noticing what was incoming too. Goku covered Ginyu's body with his own in order to protect his master, but the blast, just like before, sent them all into different directions. Ash now covered the battlefield, with the only sound being Frieza's laugh. He then began to hear pained screams. It was Hatsuka. What happened? Who got hit? Goku stood up, realizing that he couldn't go further as Soba was still holding onto his hand. Goku turned back to look at him in the eyes. Even in Ginyu's body, Goku could see Soba's stern expression, meaning that he believed in him. The dust began to clear, and Goku finally got a look at what happened. His breath left him as he saw Hatsuka crying over Pibara's body. Hatsuka turned to look at him, trying to tell him that he tried to protect him. He tried as much as he could, but Goku stopped listening. He fell to his knees. He could picture Pibara's smile in his mind, and the warm embrace he'd given him after a good day of training. The hope he always kept for the Yardrat people. Frieza laughed, knowing that the death of the planet was imminent. The death of the Grand Elder of Yardrat was just the first step. Raditz got up from a bunch of rubble, as did the other Saiyans and Ginyu members. Ginyu rose up next to Frieza, crossing his arms. He commanded Jaisenberger to attack the one left standing, as Kakarot continued to take steps towards them. Jaisenberger shot towards Goku, kicking and punching, but not a single one of them bothered Goku as he continued to take steps, his aura electrocuting them, pushing them off, and instantly knocking them out. Tears were flowing from his eyes as Ginyu got a little scared. Preparing one more blast, Raditz readied himself. The sound once again disappeared. Everyone in the battlefield was terrified, but when sound returned, they realized none of them had moved. As Goku stood tall in front of Ginyu and Frieza, the blast being absorbed onto his hand. As it finished being absorbed, it revealed the man. No, the legend.
It can't be.
Kakarot, that's the Force Spirit Fission! Goku appeared instantly before Ginyu, punching him in the stomach with shocking speed. Even though he struck Ginyu, his eyes darted towards Frieza, who was completely frozen in fear. Ginyu kneeled over in pain as Goku grabbed him by the neck and rushed over back to Soba. Everyone watched in awe as Goku kneeled in between both bodies, unsure of what was happening. Frieza fired a death beam in desperation, but to his surprise, Raditz defended him, using his arms to tank the attack and being sent away. Goku breathed in as Soba in Ginyu's body looked at him in the eyes. He was proud, but what was he gonna do? Sorry about this.
Huh?
Goku slammed his fist at the same time against Ginyu and Soba's chest, using his forced spirit fission to force out two small key balls from the mouths of the bodies. They floated over to the palm of his hand as he crossed them, placing them in the opposite body. Incredible! He used Force Spirit Fission to force out Ginyu and Soba from the wrong body. He can't believe it. He couldn't imagine Force Spirit Fission could be used in this way, but sure was a creative one. It was time for him to step into the battlefield again. Goku placed the hand on his shoulder, telling him to sit down. Goku turned on his heel, locking eyes with Frieza. This sent a cold down Frieza's spine. Was this really the legend? This was whom his father and his lineage had warned about? No, he wouldn't allow this. He would finish this now. Frieza rose up to the sky, creating a giant death ball.
No, no, no! This ends now! I can survive in the world's explosion. Can you, Super Saiyan?
But Goku didn't speak a word, instead placing two fingers on his forehead, appearing in front of Frieza, and teleporting away. Everyone was left speechless. Where had they gone? Hatsuka hurried by the side of Soba, healing him as fast as he could, but the remaining Ginyu members ramped up, rushing towards the last Yardrat in an attempt to help their captain, unsure of what had occurred. But just as they were going to reach him, Vegeta zoomed in front. If he wasn't going to be the one to kill Frieza, then at least he'd kill his top men. If Kakarot dies, if the legend isn't enough, then it will be up to him to defend the Saiyans. Nappa and Raditz, though extremely hurt, stood right by his side. Inspired by the sudden appearance of the Super Saiyan, the three great Saiyans never backed down. The low-class Kakarot may be the Super Saiyan, but I won't stay far for long. Vegeta's aura sparked up bright as he smashed his fist against Jaice's face, sending him crashing back down towards Frieza's ship, and at just the right angle that the ship came crashing down. Burter was terrified, his eyes widened. How did these Saiyans get so strong? What was their secret?
Hey kids,
All right.
don't go away. We'll be right back.
Meanwhile, Goku teleported Frieza around the galaxy. They appeared on planet Namek, rushing past the mountain.
Let's go, I love it.
Causing the giant bird to wake up once more. Nail sprung up, looking out to the Grand Elder's home and watching the battle. The Grand Elder was already smiling, so it really was him, Shira. Goku and Frieza appeared once more, this time on planet Zune. Pui was training a handful of people, having turned his life around and deciding to teach others how to battle. He didn't recognize Shira just by looking at him, but his ki, unmistakable. They appeared again, this time on planet Cereal. They sped through the city as Goku tried to avoid as many civilians as possible. The young Granola, who hadn't seen Goku in many years, only recognized Frieza. The other man wore familiar clothing. Was he the Saiyan he saw long ago? Fueled by rage and longing for the civilization he once knew, he aimed with his sniper shot at both of them, firing and hitting Goku's arm as he disappeared again. Granola was left speechless. Stop this now, Frieza. It's over for you.
No, no, no. You're the one who will die.
Neither of us have to die. Appearing in a small blue planet divided by war between mutated Namekians and androids. As they passed by an old man, his head spun to watch the fight for a second. What the hell was that? He thought to himself.
Where the hell are you taking me? You're wasting your energy with these stupid games.
I'm taking you far away from anyone you could hurt. That is no waste of energy. Frieza screamed out, his muscles bulging to the max, as he finally pushed Goku off of him, and they both crashed into the final destination, spinning out of control into the walls of a cave inside of an asteroid.
Where have you taken us?
I don't know. Far away from civilization. I don't know what key presses I locked into.
Whatever the case, this ends here. Super Saiyan, once I'm done with you, I won't only find the secrets of Yardrat, but I'll enslave its people and destroy the planet.
See, now you said the wrong shit.
Breath. This form was taking a huge toll on him. He concentrated, remembering the words from Soba.
Everything, everywhere is alive. Use it. Wield it as your weapon.
He could sense it. Even inside this distant asteroid, bacteria, mold, a star dying, a ship flying close by, and even a family of worms? Wait, what? From the wall behind Frieza, a giant one-eyed worm crashed out from it, dragging Frieza across the wall and into another. Frieza was caught off guard, screaming out and firing a death beam through it, killing it.
Pulled out the ass?
I won't let you kill any more beings. Goku burst his aura open as more and more worms came crashing down from either side. Goku grabbed Frieza by the neck and burst upwards through the asteroid. Frieza broke free, firing multiple death beams from each finger and causing the cave to come down on Goku.
I will not let you destroy my world!
Yes, sir.
Goku punched through each boulder coming down, his aura pushing him further up as
W
Frieza
fight,
and himself
man.
punched each other across the face. The battle continued, with neither having a clear edge, filled with craggy surfaces and the occasional burst of molten lava. Goku's eyes darted between Frieza and the innocent space worms. He wouldn't allow harm to befall these animals. As Goku and Frieza clashed, energy blasts and shockwaves threatened the worms' habitat. Goku skillfully maneuvered, ensuring his attacks avoided the worms. With a surge of determination, Goku led Frieza away from them.
Pathetic. Putting your life in the line for these disgusting, mindless creatures. You can't save them all, Saiyan. This asteroid, their home, will be their grave.
Frieza began to generate a death ball, but Goku wouldn't allow that, as Goku grew into a massive size, grabbed the death ball and chucked it to a nearby star. How could Frieza keep up with this guy? Goku shrunk once more and kept on shrinking as he avoided Frieza's attacks. Frieza dodged out of the way of a punch, only for Goku's fist to grow immediately to cover the space he had dodged onto, slamming Frieza into the wall. Meanwhile, on planet Yardrat, as Nappa lifted two fingers up to destroy an area filled with Frieza soldiers, people like Cranberry and Apul went flying into different directions, killed in the blast. The newly healed Soba saw something incoming. It was Ginyu. With whatever energy he had left, he had stood up and spread his arms wide open. Soba knew what was about to happen. He appeared right in front of Ginyu before he could blast, as the soldier's heart dropped.
You couldn't use my power very well, could you? Here, I'll give you a taste.
Forming a key ball the size of a baseball in his hand, he pressed it firmly against Ginyu's chest, the sound around him completely disappearing as he burst into nothingness.
Okay.
Soba spun on his heel to look at Birder. He was now surrounded. Vegeta, Nappa, Raditz, Hatsuka, Yaki, and Soba, all staring him down. Birder gulped. He knew this was
What you
it,
gonna do, Birder?
but Soba stepped up, telling them to let him go. He can be an example to the remainders of the Frieza Force.
Tell them that the universe is under my protection now.
Birder, terrified, began to fly away as fast as he could, but Vegeta wasn't going to let this happen. Pointing 2 fingers at him, Birder exploded.
Dirty fireworks.
Hatsuka face-palmed, but quickly looked up to the sky, wondering what had become of his best friend. The fight continued, with Goku's Ozaru Breaker threatening to defeat Frieza, but the Emperor's death beams pierced rapidly through each one of the clones. As the final one was about to reach him, Frieza used his telekinesis to trap him in a key ball and slam Goku to the ground. But as the smoke covered the area, Goku came rushing up, a single Ozaru Breaker in the palm of his hand, and slammed it against Frieza's face. Goku reappeared above Frieza, slamming him down to the ground which was dug out by a worm, who caught Frieza in his mouth and shook him about. Goku landed, with the worm spitting Frieza out, the tyrant tumbling towards Goku's feet. He had been humiliated and defeated, but he wasn't dead yet. Goku's weary eyes stared down at the defeated form of Frieza, his hand extended in an offer of mercy. The battle had taken a toll
That
on
nigga
both
don't fuck
warriors,
with you,
and despite all the
Goku.
pain
Nigga,
and
kill this
destruction,
nigga.
Goku's compassion still flickered within him. Frieza, it doesn't have to end like this. Let go of your hatred, and maybe we can find a way to change your path, to atone for your sins. Frieza's battered form twitched slightly, his eyes reflecting a mix of exhaustion and defiance. His thirst for blood, however, remained unbroken.
To think I'd ever allow myself to be saved by a monkey.
With a hint of sadness, Goku's hand remained suspended between them, but before he could react, Frieza's arms glowed with energy. A searing blast shot downwards, piercing through the asteroid's core, the entire structure trembling violently, and the space worm scattered in fear. Goku's eyes widened as he felt the seismic shift beneath their feet. What have you done? Frieza's maniacal laughter echoed, distorted by the chaos surrounding them.
You fool! You thought you could sway me? You thought forgiveness was a weapon? I'll show you how I choose to end things.
Goku's resolve hardened as the situation worsened rapidly, sorrowful eyes locking onto Frieza. I do believe everyone can change, but maybe Master Soba was right. There would come a time where I'd fail to save someone. Goku's hand tightened into a fist, slowly flying away from the Emperor. But you failed to consider one thing, Frieza. I'm not just the Saiyan. I'm a Yardrat. Frieza's eyes widened as Goku placed 2 fingers on his forehead. Frieza had doomed himself. Desperate to kill or at least damage his opponent in any way he could, the tyrant pulled his arm back, using every bit of energy he had left, and unleashing a giant wave of energy, but not aimed at Goku, aimed at one of the giant creatures he was protecting. Goku burst towards it, catching the blast as he was being pushed back. Run away! This was the most pain Goku had ever felt. He wasn't sure if he could do this, but as he felt the head of the creature touch his back, he realized something. They would die either way if he left them with Frieza. His aura opened once more, the serene hum of the Super Saiyan moving to his hands as a black and white key ball began to form on his palms. With the final bit of energy he had left, the blast slowly gained ground on Frieza, pushing it back as it ate more of the Emperor's final attack. With tears streaming down his face, the blast continued to move. The energy engulfed him, the laugh turning into screams as they finally faded away, the beam seen from the outside. The ship which Goku had felt earlier, even detecting it. It was beautiful. The force of the explosion blasted Goku backwards, his form battered and singed. As dust settled, the asteroid continued to break apart, its imminent destruction inevitable. Goku staggered to his feet, his eyes now empty of anger and sorrow, replaced by a profound weariness. He grieved for the life he had taken, even though it had been in the defense of the innocent. The creatures he had defended gathered around him, somehow recognizing that he was not their enemy. With his last strength, Goku placed a hand on one of their heads. To tell you the truth, I was bluffing a little. I was hoping that me threatening to teleport away would make Frieza see that there was other ways beyond death, but he chose it anyways. Now I don't have enough power to teleport. It's ironic. Sorry I couldn't save y'all. Maybe we can hang out in other world. Goku began to drift in and out of consciousness and looked up as the asteroid's remnants floated around him. Just as
Damn.
darkness threatened to consume Goku, a blinding light pierced through the shadows. An enigmatic
Jocko?
spacecraft descended, casting an otherworldly glow upon the befallen warrior. Goku's eyes fluttered open. As Goku's vision blurred, he heard a voice.
Jocko
The
pull up out of
spacecraft's door
nowhere,
opened,
boy.
revealing a
Fuck
figure
no.
obscured by brilliance.
What the hell are you doing here? Was that Frieza? This place is gonna blow. Come with me.
Not without them.
Them? You mean those gross worms? Are you crazy?
If I live, I save them. Everyone. Jacko, the galactic patrolman, knowing that he'd have to question this man about Frieza and wanting to save him, had no option but to comply. These vile creatures, it wasn't the first time he'd faced them, placed Goku inside the ship, using its life support system to heal him. He had trouble with the worms at first, but Goku could somehow get them to listen to him. Thus, the worms were ringed onto the spacecraft.
Jacko to HQ. Jacko to HQ.
We reach you, Jacko?
Got a delivery of giant worms
Did
incoming.
you, Jocko?
What?
But above that, a Saiyan. A Saiyan who I think just defeated Frieza.
Are you sure?
Positive, he's in need of immediate medical attention.
Understood. We're on our way.
Jacko turned to look at the unconscious Saiyan next to him, sleeping peacefully. It was weird. He could have sworn that his hair looked blonde at first. So, Kibito, you think he should be the one?
Why, absolutely.
Alright then, we'll go find him and put an end to Majin Buu once and for all.
Oh shit. Hey, great storytelling, SmugStick. Great storytelling, bro. This is a fire one. The action in this one was great. The story was fire. This is probably the one of the best chapters I've seen in all your stories. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, this is fire. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and you know what I'm saying. Shout out to SmugStick, and you know what I'm saying. Can't wait till the next chapter, man. Make sure you are, you know what I'm saying. I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.